This documentary highlights how Keralites have maintained racial and religious harmony for millennia. Kerala is a small state on the southwestern coast of India. From the air, the land looks like a gigantic carpet of emerald green. The silver beaches, the swaying palm trees and the lagoons make way for misty green hills as one travels up along the long winding road. Kerala is indeed God's own country. The divine intervention does not stop with the natural beauty of the region. The people are literate, hospitable, and cosmopolitan. This narrow strip of land has played host to many cultures, religions, and political faiths from time immemorial. The religious composition of the people of Kerala is also unique when compared to that of the rest of the world. Hindus form around 54% of the population at 31.5 million, followed by Muslims approaching 26% and Christians 20%. Kerala also has significant minorities of other faiths which include Jews, Zoroastrians, and even animists. Hinduism is not an organized religion. It is a naturally evolved faith consisting of a collection of sub-faiths, Vedic, Vaishnavites, Saivists, and so on. All the Semitic religions began with Abram, who was born in Ur in a pagan faith which was broadly similar to Hinduism. With the formation of a monotheistic faith, Abram's name was changed to Abraham. Thus, the roots of the Christian and Islamic faiths are in Abraham, a pagan. Hinduism, like a great-grandmother, welcomed and nurtured all faith in Kerala. Vedic symbols and hymns are evidence of the relationship between faiths. From the Hindu scripture, the first Veda, Rig Veda, compiled about 4500 BC, reads, "Thou, O Supreme Lord, the source of all existence, intelligence, and bliss, the Creator of the universe, may we prove worthy of Thy choice and acceptance. May we meet Thy glorious grace. May Thou vouchsafe an unerring guidance to our intellect, and may we follow Thy lead into righteousness." From the Holy Quran, in the name of God, the Lord of mercy, the giver of mercy. Praise belongs to God, Lord of the worlds, the Lord of mercy, Master of the day of judgment. It is you we worship. It is you we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, those who incur no anger and who have not gone astray. Kerala is not only among the smallest states in India, it is also among the most densely populated. Nevertheless, the people never hesitate to welcome a visitor. The hospitality hospitality of the people of Kerala is legendary. This fort stands majestically on the Arabian Sea coast in Anjango, near Kadakavu, and was the first trading post of the English East India Company. Built by the Dutch East India Company, it was confiscated by the Maharani of Attingal and handed over to the British for trading. The English East India Company introduced their faith, Protestantism. These English Protestants were able to coexist with the Catholics in relative harmony, but the hatred between the Catholics and Protestants continues in the mother country, particularly in Northern Ireland, to this day. According to the historian George Woodcock, Queen Cleopatra sent her son to Kerala for his safety when the Romans threatened to attack Egypt. Groups of Jews took refuge in Kerala when the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar expelled them from Judah around 450 BC. Kerala is the only place on earth where the Jews did not face any religious discrimination. Over 500 years later, thousands of Jews migrated to Kodungalur in Kerala in 72 AD, following the destruction of the Second Temple in Jerusalem. The Jewish community has coexisted remarkably well with others in Kerala.
The west coast of Kerala has been exposed to people who came from other countries across the sea, and they did not come to conquer. They came mainly to trade. And in the course of their trade, many people settled down here. And speaking as a Jew, I can say with confidence, there has never been any pressure on us from any quarter. Our relationship with all other religious groups was excellent. Why? I think I will not praise the Jewish community, I will not praise my own community, but I will praise the general atmosphere of Kerala. I have so many friends from abroad who come, who've lived here for many, many decades even, and they always say, Kerala is different. And the difference that, when they say different, you can see the capital D in difference.
Yeah.
Kerala is unique, they say. There's no other place, no other state in India like Kerala.
It is understood that the Chera dynasty in Kerala was the longest continuous ruling dynasty in the world until 1947. This illustrious dynasty, famed for its religious tolerance, austerity and progressive outlook, came to an end when the last Maharaja, Sri Chitra Tirunal Balarama Varma, renounced his kingdom to join the newly formed Indian Union. Woodcock gives credit to the Chera dynasty and the people under the rulers of Kerala for practicing such deep understanding and sympathizing with religions of every hue and shade.
Hindu Sanatana Dharma to give freedom to everybody within the right lines of good conduct, that is dharma. Now, Kerala came into being only 55 years ago. This started hundreds and thousands of years ago, so it is not Kerala. Mainly it was the two princely states of Travancore and Cochin which gave this freedom of belief. There is no minority, there is no majority in religion. That's a way of stirring trouble. To make you are a small man, I am a big man. No, everybody is the same. All faiths are the same. So we felt that anybody who comes here, who would like to practice their own way of going to God, you are welcome. As long as you keep your beliefs to yourself and don't tread on other people's toes, everything is fine. That's what happened.
One of the most illustrious Dravidian emperors, Cheraman Perumal, was the first known head of state to embrace Islam. This emperor had heard about the Prophet and his teachings from scholars and traders from the Middle East, and subsequently visited the Prophet. Under instructions from the Prophet and the Emperor, the famous Cheraman Juma Masjid was constructed in 629 AD at Mahodayapuram, which is the present-day Kodungalur. It is believed that this was the first Islamic congregation in the world, or at least in India.
It's a reasonable presumption that by the end of 6th century, the Perumals, you don't see the Perumals no more. And there is a strong tradition in this part of the India that Chairman Perumal, the last of the king, has abdicated his throne and left for Mecca. So what I am trying to say is, with the evidence that you see the absence of kingdom, especially Chera kingdom, and the tradition, the timing of the tradition of Chairman Perumal, they coincide. And this is also the time when Islam has come to India. Before abdication, Chairman Perumal invited all his relatives or local leaders, the fiefdoms and other people, and then divided the land into the different groups and handed over them for better governance. Then he left for Makkah, met the Prophet. That's what that's one part of the tradition says that he met the Prophet, converted to Islam, stayed over there for some time. Then he finally wanted to come and spread Islam over to Kerala. So on his way back to Kerala, he died somewhere near Oman.
The Dravidian emperor who fostered the new faith in Kerala died in Salalah, Oman, on his way back to his native Chera kingdom. Here, in an unmarked tomb, lies the body of the legendary Dravidian emperor Cheraman Perumal of the Chera dynasty. Omani legend reveals that Salalah is a green paradise in the desert. This is similar to his own land and was the result of his prayer with the local community for the blessing of the Lord Almighty. Christianity also had its early beginnings in Kerala. This is the church established by St. Thomas the Apostle in 52 AD in Kodungalur. St. Thomas established 7 churches in Kerala. He converted many Hindus. The history of Christians in Kerala shows how the seeds of Jesus' teachings sprouted and blossomed in the peaceful, cosmopolitan and egalitarian climate of a region far away from the Middle East and Rome.
St. Thomas the Apostle landed over here, this place, AD 52. From that time onwards, here the people were there who accepted the Jesus message and followed as Jesus followers. In that sense, the Marthoma Christians will be one of the oldest Christian communities in the world.
Yes, that's what I mean.
As far as their prosperity in terms of money or the wealth concerned, they were very much interested to educate the people, and they have taken the lead to impart education irrespective of caste and creed to the entire people.
Yes.
In that respect, education stands as one of the basic elements of the human resources. In that respect, the Christian community, we can say, is prosperous community among the major Hindu community. Kerala is a multiracial community about which we were very much boasting of ourselves, even within us or outside. Now, recently, about a couple of years ago, till that time, our experience, my experience was the same. There was no racial discrimination among the people over here. Irrespective of caste, creed, and belief, we were all brotherly. That was our experience. And now, because some political intervention has come in India, as a part of it, its vibrations have already experienced in Kerala also. To that extent, some racial discrimination here and there is being experienced. But to me, in the Marthama Pontifical Shrine at Areekode, my experience goes is no racial discrimination. We all believe in one God, whether it's Muslim or Hindu or Christian. Here the Muslim overpopulated is the surrounding. The Hindu is still second. The Christians are very minority. We believe as brotherhood, and we believe in the fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of humanity.
The religious ambience of this land was such that the three Semitic religions of Judaism, Christianity and Islam, bitter rivals elsewhere in the world, have coexisted peacefully here from their inception. The Hindu temples, mosques and churches in Kerala are remarkably similar in their architectural heritage. The ancient temple of Thrissur, for example, is indistinguishable from the three ancient Islamic places of worship at Kuttichira in Calicut. Similarly, the Christian churches have remarkable resemblances to many ancient places of worship of all denominations. It must be emphasized that Vasco da Gama, who was the first European to land in Kerala in 1498 with the support of the King of Portugal and the Pope, destroyed the unity of the Christian community of Kerala, who had enjoyed religious freedom from their very inception. Whilst powerful groups, including politicians, often use religion as their weapon to achieve their political ambitions to win votes, the enlightened people of Kerala have resisted this temptation.
Leaving aside the politicians, if you ask me about racial harmony, it is not what it was some years ago. The different communities, especially different religions, are becoming more and more conscious of their differences, and situations have arisen or have been created by those possibly who have the power to create them, whoever they may be, those who have the power and influence to create them maybe. It has just happened, but it cannot just happen, by which all these disharmonies are orchestrated.
The faith in democracy depends on how the politicians behaves, those who are involved in politics, how it behaves. And the confidence of people can be built up on our activities, make them feel and confident we are working for their welfare and the betterment of the state. But the day-to-day political thing, this defection, political defection, and the government come and goes in a short span of time, where make the people feel the political parties and the political leadership become greedy for power. In a land of Gandhi, and people still have the ethos of Gandhi and philosophy still exist in our society, the people resent.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har
It was only natural that a community which believed in religious freedom and secular spirituality produce its own philosophers and thinkers. Two of the most illustrious sons of Kerala were Adi Shankara and Sri Narayana Guru. The whole cannot exist without the parts, and the parts are an integral part of the whole, taught Shankaracharya to the followers of Hinduism, the religion of the majority. Shankaracharya taught the Hindus that Vishnu and Shiva were one and the same, and there was no difference between Brahma, the creator of the universe, Vishnu, the god of life, and Maheshwara, the god of destruction. The Hindu majority was taught to consider the emerging faith as part of the whole. Sri Narayana Guru, the social reformer saint, believed in one caste, one religion, and one God for all human beings. He promoted the concept of universal goodness and taught that the purpose of all religions is the same. He proclaimed that whatever the religion, it suffices if it makes the person good. This guru established more than 13 temples in Kerala. In one of the temples, he consecrated a mirror to symbolize the divine presence in one's inner self. The Ayyappan temple at Shabarimala, deep inside the forest in Kerala, illustrates the beauty of reformed Hinduism. Swami Ayyappan is a secular deity who resembles Buddha, and the pilgrimage is open to all. Tradition has it that the devotees first pay homage to Baba, a Muslim saint who is the guardian of the main temple. From there, they trek to the main temple inside the forest. Few other parts of the world can rival Kerala's God-given natural beauty. It complements Kerala's rich heritage of welcoming outsiders. The harmonious relationship among the faiths in this land is a unique example for this turbulent world to learn from. May the Almighty bless this tradition in God's own country, and may it continue.